Hello, I'm Kyle Bradshaw from Cruiser Customizing, and today we're going to be installing the FI2000 from Cobra Engineering. Cobra believes the FI2000 is the best way to adjust the air-fuel mixture on your fuel-injected motorcycle. It works with any exhaust system, stock exhaust, slip-on, full system, doesn't matter. They've done all the work for us, so all we have to do is plug and play. So let's get busy plugging and playing. So let's get to it. Before we begin, let's take a closer look. The FI2000 from Cobra has come with factory connectors for an absolutely plug-and-play application. What this unit does is it allows you to adjust these different pots, to adjust your air-fuel mixture at every RPM range, at idle, at low RPM, mid-range, high RPM. It's the perfect tool to fine-tune engines quickly, easily, and economically. Because each FI2000 is tuned to a specific brand and model, this unit is already preset with the optimal settings for your machine. The first step will be to remove the seat, prop up the fuel tank, so we can get access to the fuel injectors. Well, the seat was easily removed by using the key. Just kind of pops right off. Now we've got to remove these two 12mm bolts to get the tank to raise. And I see that this electrical connector, I'm just going to hang this up just a little bit. So we'll disconnect that and pull it out of the way. So now I need to prop the tank up with something. So that we can get to the fuel injectors. Now we've got the fuel tank propped up and the electrical disconnected, we're going to look underneath the tank here. This white connector with the 4 prongs is the one that we're going to be disconnecting and allowing the FI2000 to plug in. Now the instructions say to set the FI2000 somewhere inside the compartment here. When we have it set in the compartment, we're going to run these wires underneath the seat latch, right here, underneath the seat latch, in between the two fuel lines, up here to the connector. We're then going to disconnect the connector and plug in the FI2000 ends. Now that I've got the connector pulled out, I'm going to unconnect this white connector and plug them back in. Okay, now that we have these disconnected, we'll plug the FI2000 into the mix here. Alright, and there we go. We're going to go ahead and secure them down here so that they're kind of out of the way. We're then going to be able to lower the fuel tank down into its stock position. Now we're going to come over here to the right hand side of the motorcycle above the exhaust and remove the O2 sensor from the bike. This will then open the loop per se. It will allow the FI2000 to do all of the compensating for the fuel. Okay, now we're going to remove the 3 Allen screws from this triangular cover on the right side of the bike, just above the exhaust pipe. This is going to give us access to the O2 sensor connector. Okay, this here is the connector that we're going to have to unplug in order to be able to open the loop so the fuel management system can work properly. This connector disconnects easily by lifting this little lip and pulling the two apart. Presto. We're now going to tuck these back in here so that now that it's disconnected, I'm going to slide that back onto the holster. We'll put the cover back on. We'll be in business. Alright, now that we're getting this cover secured again, I'm going to double check that all of these fasteners are tight. Now we're going to go up underneath the seat and undo the battery box cover so that we can get to the negative terminal of the battery so we can ground this unit. Now that we have the negative hooked to the battery here, we're going to reposition the toolkit And then we're going to Velcro or double stick tape Velcro the FI2000 to the fuel pump. Just right here. So before I permanently affix the FI2000 inside the compartment here, I'm going to go ahead and reconnect my electrical connector. I'm then going to secure my two 12mm bolts. I'm going to set this where I want it to be, and then I'm going to test fit the seat just to make sure it's going to latch. We're now going to open the unit by pulling up on the back of the door, which is going to expose our 3 LEDs. We're going to flip the key on, and we should see all 3 of those light up. Now if they don't light up, you need to check to make sure that your side stand is up, the ignition switch is in the on position, and the kill switch is in the run position. Okay, now that we know that the FI2000 is hooked up, the 3 LEDs tell us everything is working properly, you need to consult your instruction manual, your pipe setting, and your air kit to figure out which setting is proper for your bike. What you've just seen is the installation of the FI2000 on a Vstar 1300.